All right, guys, today we are talking about my top 5 ways to have success this deer season. And these are not the top 5 ways that are plastered all over social media. Do your scouting, check your trail cams, hang your stands, all that stuff. These are more unconventional ones that I feel like are still very important to have success this season. So let's get started. Okay, number one, find yourself a good buddy. Find yourself a friend that has the same interest and passion in deer hunting as you do. I'm lucky. Cody and I, we do food plots together. We share our pictures together and all that stuff. And I've got several other buddies that we can, sit around and talk about it and say how our weekends went or however it goes. But, find somebody you can trust that you can send pictures to and look at this thing. And man, how can I get, bounce ideas off of them and find you a fella that'll come and help you drag a deer out, because I'm telling you, it's so much sweeter. It's like fishing, right? You catch a big bass fishing, and it's like you're excited, but if somebody else is in the back of the boat with you, that intensity level raises up. The joy's there. So find yourself a good buddy that you can share stories with and share that excitement with. That is tip number one. Okay, tip number two, prepare for failure. Everybody says prepare for success. Every deer hunter should, doing your scouting and work on the property or scouting public land, so on and so forth. But I'm here to say prepare for failure, because you are going to fail way more times than you succeed. I hunted until January last year. Finally got a shot at the buck I was after, and it was super cold. Shot my bow, fletching came off, went over his back, and next day he came back with a antler missing. So my season was over, and I hunted hard. So, but didn't discourage me from this year. Got right back out there, getting the property ready, and super excited about it. Sure, you get down about it, but get your mind right for this season, because you're going to fail more times than you succeed if you're chasing big whitetails. And that is tip number two. Okay, tip number three, shoot what makes you happy. And I've always stood by that. If it gets your heart racing and you like the buck or doe, whatever you want to do, you're trying to fill the freezer, shoot what makes you happy and be happy about it. I see a lot of this on social media stuff where people are bashing and could have used another year, what a small buck, blah 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 blah. Not so much in the community that I'm in, but I see it online a lot. So never take criticism from somebody you wouldn't take advice from. So that is my advice to you. Shoot what makes you happy. If it gets the heart rate going, and especially if you're a new hunter, like, get out there and get to work. Like, don't let these magazines and TV shows make you think you got to kill these giant bucks all the time. So if it makes you happy, harvest that deer. That is tip number three. Okay, tip number four, don't stress. I used to go on out-of-state hunts, 3-day, 4-day, 5-day public land hunts with some good friends of mine, and I would be stressed out the whole time. Got to kill a big buck out of state. Sleeping 3 hours a night, looking at the topographical maps, trying to come up with a plan for the next day. You only got a certain window to get it done. You got to get it done. You got this money in the tag, and like stressed out all the time. Probably did that for 3 or 4 years. And then finally just said, I'm not doing it this time. And we enjoyed camp a lot better. We cooked out, went out to eat, enjoyed the time, still put in the work, but it was much more enjoyable once you take that pressure off of you. Guys, we're going to try to figure out these deer. That's, how we're built. And it's a good thing, but don't let it diminish your season and take away from, enjoying what God's given us to harvest here. I don't hunt in the mornings a lot most of the years, but some days I do. And that's one of my favorite things, is sitting in a tree stand in the dark, praying, and then listen to God's creations just come alive as the earth just wakes up and all his animals start going. So enjoy the season, every single moment of it. Look at your surroundings, look at the nature, and, don't stress. That's tip number. All right, tip number 5. Last but definitely not least. Take your wife on dates. Your fiance, your girlfriend, whatever's going on. Guys, these ladies allow us to do all these hunting activities, food plot activities, and we're gone wild on weekends hunting and deer camps and all that stuff. So take a weekend off and date your significant other. That'll make your season so much easier, I can promise you. And that is probably the most important tip on here, tip number 5. Thanks for watching.